My family immigrated to the US from Russia as recently as the 1920s, making me only the third generation of my family born in America. And yet, I hold none of this Ashkenazi Jewish culture from Russia that my ancestors practiced. I had always wondered what happened, and why, if you ask any American Jew who doesn't have living relatives who immigrated, they never tend to know much about their past. So when I was thinking about what I was going to spend my time doing for the next 10 weeks, I kept this in the back of my mind, as I wanted to do something that connected me to this unfamiliar part of my background. I was talking over ideas with my mom, and I figured out that I wanted to do something culinary. And it was only a matter of time before I landed on cooking Jewish food from all over the world. I not only wanted to sharpen my cooking skills, but I wanted to expose myself to more Jewish culture, as I had lived in this bubble of American-style Judaism that we all know and love. I started off this culinary exploration with a dish called hummus im basar, which consisted of freshly made hummus topped with spiced ground beef. What I did not take into account was all of the planning that would have to go into a dish that intricate. I ended up having to take class from the kitchen that day, as I had to boil chickpeas for long periods of time. And I had to get dried chickpeas just the day before, as I didn't even realize you had to soak dried chickpeas overnight for this dish. After this, I planned out every dish I was cooking for the duration of the project. I took most of my recipes from the cookbook Shuk, which my bubby had gifted my family after we went to Israel. Shuk means market in Hebrew, and there are many shuks throughout the Middle East. But let's get back to hummus. I started with this hummus dish because I already kind of knew what it should taste like, and I already had a good idea how Israeli Jews practiced their culture, having been to Israel a little bit over a year prior to making this. But I had to expand my horizons to Jewish culture I had no idea about. So just 2 weeks later, I decided to make Ethiopian food. Now, I have never been to East Africa, met an Ethiopian Jew, or ever really learned about them. So I had no idea what to expect. What I got at the end of the day, though, was a chicken dish called dorowat, which had the rich flavors I already associated with Jewish food, but with a little African twist. But cooking all of this new food didn't just expand my skills in the kitchen. It taught me a lot about myself and where I come from. In Judaism, it is believed that we are all descendants of Isaac. And after cooking dishes from all over the world, I could really see how all of us came from a similar place. Every dish I cooked had some familiar element, which reminded me that as Jews, we are all members of the same family, and that we are always connected. Take the Persian crispy bottomed rice I made called tahdig. Rice is a staple Jewish food that we eat a lot, but this rice was topped with homemade candied orange zest and pistachios, and I got to use the spice saffron. It is because of these similarities and slight differences that I think I now realize why we call the Jewish community a tribe. I was always taught in religious school that I should be trying to find my Jewish identity. What truly makes me Jewish? And I think after these last 10 weeks of cooking meals from other members of the Jewish community worldwide, I've gotten much closer to finding it. Thank you.